So we're going to bring on the first act, or the next act of this section, whose name is George Coppen, and it's going to be great. So what we're going to do is I'll give you a break actually. Morgan, we're going to start with you guys. If you could start a round of applause, and then we'll spread it out around the room. We'll add some whooping, and we'll add some cheering, and we'll welcome to the stage George Coppen. Are we ready? Yeah. Great. 1, 2, 3. Add some whooping, add some cheering. Welcome to the stage, George Coppen.
Hello! My name is George Coppen. I'm an actor. Yay! Thank you. I'm a comedian. Yay! And I'm also a professional dwarf. Yay! Why did that get the smallest cheer? Bit sizest. But no, I recently became professional after filling out the PDF. Now teachers, what does PDF stand for? Never mind, I'll tell you. It stands for Professional Dwarf Forms. Yeah. Now obviously being a dwarf, I get asked loads of weird questions by kids and adults. The most common one I get asked by kids is, why are you small? And I like to give them one of 4 answers. Answer 1, and this one really helps the parents out. I tell them I didn't eat my greens as a kid. Just side note, the Jolly Green Giant's a prick. The second answer I give them is, I melted in the sun. Which is also a pain because I've got arthritis, so I can't go out in the summer, I can't go out in the winter. It's about the only week of the year I can go out. The third answer I gave them is, my mum accidentally put me in a washing machine as a kid. But the fourth answer, and people my age will understand this, is, I never sent that text to 6 of my closest friends within 24 hours of receiving it. But as I said, I've also been asked weird things by adults. When I was at school, the careers advisor used to say, so George, what do you want to be when you grow up? Now at school it was quite weird, but some of my favourite days were, one of my favourite days was snow days. The reason for that, I know I just said about the arthritis, but the reason for snow days is because all the other kids would be building snowmen, and they'd be about the same height as me, so I would just bunk off lessons, pretend I'm a snowman. Just don't ask them where they put the carrot. My other favourite day at school was sports day. Now, go with me on this, I know. But it's because basically I used to sit on the field with my mates who were in different years, all day, do bugger all. Apart from this year, when a few weeks beforehand we sat in a room and the teacher said, right, who wants to do this sport, who wants to do that sport? I thought, George, sit back, you're good. Then just as we were leaving, she said, right, whoever's not put their name down is automatically on the reserved list. So I thought, well, this should be okay. Anyway, the day comes, gets to about lunchtime, nothing, I think I'm good. Then suddenly hear rumours, George, you've been picked. George, you're doing a sport this afternoon. Thinking, great, here we go. Then the head of year comes up to me and says, George, you've been randomly selected to participate this afternoon. I went, okay, what is it? The long jump. Really? He went, yeah. And then what made it worse was the other kids. Because I think, oh, they'll have me back. They'll go, no, you can't do that. Get somebody else to do it. One of the kids went, come on, George, give it a shot. You never know. I think I really do. Another kid said, come on, George, don't let us down. Well, you're going to be in for a world of disappointment in about 20 minutes. So anyway, I turn up. The 3 tallest lads in this year were there. So I'm looking at them. They're looking at me. And I'm looking at them. And they're looking at me. I do love that joke. It's the only time in my life I can pretend I'm looking down on someone. So anyway, they said, what are you doing here? I went, your guess is as good as mine. So, yeah, I came last, and just to rub insult to injury, I had a jump disqualified. And also, I was in a wheelchair at the time, so I really don't know why they picked me to do it. But I remember PE at school. Like, usually I hated PE, because obviously I couldn't do it. But then, do you remember rounders? the one sport that as soon as you left school, you never ever played again or saw anybody play. Like literally just anybody over the age of 16 play rounders. But it was quite exciting when I used to play rounders. They'll be there ready. So all the kids on the other team will go, "Oh, it's George, get in!" You bastards. So I thought, I know what I'm going to do. And right in front of me, pretty much where you are, would be like the school bully. I thought, I know what I'm going to do. Oh, what a shame I let go of the bat. And he's there going, "Oh!" He goes, "Why did you do that?" "Well, you shouldn't have been standing so fucking close, should you knobhead?" But like, part of when I said earlier about being in a wheelchair, I was partly in a wheelchair for school, and because basically I suffer with my back and my legs. But I remember there was one lunchtime, I was in really a lot of pain, and a TA came up to me and she said, "George, we need to start moving about, start walking." I went, "Okay then, I'll start moving." So I got out of the chair, hobbling like, just in case anyone from the government is in, that is how I walk generally. Just want to make that clear. So anyway, she's there with the wheelchair, and she goes, "Right, I'll see you later." "Oi! I need that, you bastard!" Hang on, let me turn around. Oh, you're gone. Took me 5 hours to get to my next lesson. By the time I got there, I was a maths problem. They said if George left the field at 2:02 p.m, how long would it take for him to get to the next lesson? But of course, by the time I got to my lesson, it was history. But I don't know if anybody my age when they're at school, like you like, do you remember rewards trips? No. Great. For anybody who doesn't know what rewards trips is, basically, if you had a good attendance at school, they would take you out for the day. Because I'm disabled, they had to take me out for the day. So they said, "Oh George, we're going to take you on a rewards trip." I went, "Oh yeah, where are we going? Zoo? Cinema? No, Alton Towers." "Really? Mate, you're going to take me to Alton Towers?" "Yeah, well done, genius." I was the bag carrier for all day. The teachers loved it. Although they did take me to Thomas Land afterwards, which was fucking fantastic. Now, another part of school was, obviously, the lessons. And I won't ask you lot, because you don't remember anything from school, apparently. But there was a part of school, I don't know if you lot teachers would know, there's a website called My Maths. Yeah, you know it. Oh, you remember some of it? Well done. Don't say they go, "Yeah, I remember My Maths, it was brilliant." No, it wasn't. Basically, it was this website, obviously for maths, and you just had to do a load of maths exams. But I don't know if you lot know this, you had a password was 3 random letters. Remember that? 3 random letters. And I'm going to take a bet, you have no idea, you don't remember what your password was, do you? No.
All my maths is.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But I remember my password, as I said, it was random, because the first letter was E, second letter was L. You may start to get an idea of what this word is. Third letter, F. I was bullied by an algorithm. The teacher said, "Do you want another one?" I went, "Yes, please." They went, "Okay, we've got another one. B-I-G." I went, "Oh." I went, "Can I have another one?" She went, "Okay then." God. Hi. Ho. I went, "Oh, but come on!" But, as I said, look at me, I know what you're all thinking, and the same thing everybody thinks when they look at me. And I usually open me gigs with this, but I completely forgot and remembered halfway through. God, that guy from Game of Thrones had a nasty accent, hadn't he? Just to make it clear, I'm not Peter Dinklage, this is Peter Dinklage, I have not got myself on a t-shirt because my ego's not that big. Yet. Manchester, you've been a lovely audience. Thank you very much.